All right, Black Power. We in the house. Y'all know what time it is. It's the Truth Hour with General Sara, Suten, Seti. Kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. Black Power. We black in the house today. We gonna be going in. I know all you Bible thumpers out there, and you understand. You say set it back on our head again. You right. You right. It's that time. You know what I'm saying? Because you niggas thinking you're getting away with something. If I don't stay on you, you think you're gonna get away with something. So I got to stay on that head. You see what I'm saying? And that's real talk. Today. So today we're gonna be dealing with Moses, a thief. Boy, I say I get to talking that shit about Moses, boy. These niggas get upset. They act like Moses, they real goddamn granddaddy or something. You know what I'm saying? You don't talk about Moses, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You don't talk about Moses. That's my granddaddy. You know what I'm saying? And so y'all already, you know, the greatest of all time. Before we even get started, family, y'all know what time it is. Ring the alarm, kingseti.com. Ring the alarm, kingseti.com, online marketplace, official General Sara, Suten, Seti, DVDs. Hold up, where's my banner at? You know I got to have my banner up there. I'm tripping. You see, official General Seti DVD lectures, the classics of classics, t-shirts and hoodies. Got some for the kings and queens, African and Kemetic jewelry, fly. You got something hard for the kings and queens out there that want to represent like true royalty. Go on over there and check me out. I guarantee you're going to, like, God damn it, I got to buy everything. You feel me? Holistic tonics and remedies to keep that plague up off of you. You understand what I'm saying? Home decor, incense and oils, and much, much more. Go on over there and get yourself together. We got 15% off right now for the family. Get on over there, get you something, and get you a discount too. You see what I'm saying? This April 17th, 2 weeks from now, Sunday, gonna be doing Freemasonry exposed, Wiccan Luciferianism, and Satanism, frats, sorors, and the Jesuits. We're gonna be breaking it down, Freemasonry exposed. If you might be on there. If you down with them, your ass might be on the lecture too. You see what I'm saying? So all organization, I just came off of Patreon. You know what I'm saying? Doing 7 institutions in the black community linked to the satanic Illuminati. You understand what I'm saying? Go on there and check it out. Your organization might be on there. You know what I'm saying? I know you, nigga. We didn't pull the veil back on you. We not playing with you today. We tired of you motherfuckers operating, under the veil of ignorance and thinking you gonna get away forever. That's not gonna happen. You see what I'm saying? If you go to Patreon, also you can get this lecture that was just this Sunday, Hard Body. Don't go on there playing no games. The hard truth on why the black man is still stuck in America. And the main reason is he's scared to go get his nuts from over the white man fireplace. You understand? Dan your black ass to come get them, and you just don't want to go get them. You understand? You want to go get a certificate of education from the white man, thinking that's suffice for that, and your ass wonder why after 400 years you still in there crying and begging this motherfucker to give you something that he not gonna give you. In a state of confusion, nigga. So get on over there. And I just dropped today the 7 institutions in the black community linked to the satanic Illuminati. If I would have put them on YouTube, yeah, too many niggas would have been crying the blues and shit. And I can't afford to get that much Kleenex for you crying ass niggas. You understand what I'm saying? It ain't enough Kleenex in the world out there for you crying ass niggas. That's all y'all do is cry when your ass get exposed. Everybody want a goddamn debate. I don't debate. I just dropped them goddamn nuclear bombs and shit. You go clean that shit up. I ain't got time to be debating with you niggas. You know what I'm saying? And so you also, ring the alarm. That's what? General Seti, GeneralSeti.com, family. GeneralSeti.com. The complete General Seti website, over 800 videos and lectures. Just put some new ones on there the other day, too raw for YouTube. Of course, that's that shit that gets you amped. You know what I'm saying? That shit just get you can't even get 2 minutes on goddamn YouTube. They'll take your whole damn page down, that old school shit. You understand what I'm saying? So I had to find other platforms for that. You understand? All world religions exposed. The Black Woman is God series. All Black power, politics, and economics. The classic lectures, all the classic lectures, lectures that you never seen before, behind the scenes, over 50 cities that I did. Behind the scenes videos. And so get on over there. You cannot run out of information on GeneralSeti.com. My Patreon is General Sara, Suten, Seti, and most definitely get your ass on over there and get that work. And make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels: General Seti, Sara, Suten, Seti, King Seti, the whole goddamn city Seti universe. You see what I'm saying? This is the Seti universe. Goddamn it, come on in and get your African education that you can't get no goddamn where else. You understand? I'll put my shit up against any nigga on the planet, hands down. They can cry, they can lie, and they can do whatever they want to, but they cannot deny, nigga. When it comes to the resume or the general, goddamn it, is all around dominance on all levels. You see what I'm saying? And so today we're going to be getting busy. Where my flyer for today? Let me get this shit up here. Get on old Moses. We getting on Moses today. They're gonna be mad as hell at me. Say, that nigga on Moses. Because they need Moses. You understand what I'm saying? That's where you start to fight at. You see what I'm saying? Where's my damn flyer on Moses? Here you go. I'll just put this one in there and clip it. I'm getting that goddamn flyer on Moses. I got to get it in there. Here we go. Y'all already know how I do. Don't nobody do this shit better than me, man. The shit that niggas talk about out here ain't even, nigga, I destroy worlds. Okay? I destroy worlds. Now let's get busy. Let's get busy. Let me look at my time. Okay, good. Got good time. All right. If Moses was learning all the wisdom of the Egyptians, what did he learn? And why do I have to go over this? Because fundamentally, when you're dealing with the 3 Western religions, and niggas say, why you got to go over this, nigga? Because you got damn near 3 billion people. You understand what I'm saying? Integrated one way or another into this garbage. A full matrix running half the globe. And see, most of the time when you hear niggas say, man, why you, nigga, that's your God, nigga. That's what it is. We on Moses, and when you know what, when I'm making a hit list, you see, when I'm making a hit list on religion, you understand, whether it be Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Moses is one of them necessary characters that they must have. You see what I'm saying? Just like when you see goddamn when United States went over there and they had a goddamn hit list of all the motherfuckers they gonna knock down. Say, yeah, we're gonna get this motherfucker, this, that, and the third. And they had, different tiers of motherfuckers that they gonna knock down. When you get to knocking motherfuckers down in Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Moses is like the first motherfucker you knock down. Because that's Christian. Man, you knock Moses down, nigga, it's damn near lights out. You see what I'm saying? It's damn near lights out for all of them. You understand? All of them, even in Islam. In Islam, in the Quran, it says Moses was the first of believers. They even got an argument on who was first. Or the first. They say even in the Quran, they got a contradiction in there. Say Moses was the first to believe us. You see, and so even Judaic, even the law, even even in Christianity, they call it the New Testament. You know what I'm saying? Coming up off of the Old Testament. And so why is it critical that we deal with Moses? Because number one, Moses is the first author. Now we know them. We know ain't no nigga named no Moses wrote no damn books. But this is for argument's sake. This is for argument's sake. You know what I'm saying? Because, people's out there going to believe the shit anyway. Moses wrote this. Moses wrote this. You know what I'm saying? Moses wrote this. And so for argument's sake, even though I believe, I don't know what book, was it Deuteronomy, where he writes of his own death and burial. And goddamn, you a bad motherfucker with Moses. I guess he rolls up out the casket and shit and wrote the last couple chapters of that shit. Oh shit, damn, I didn't finish the motherfucker. So I guess he rolls up out the casket and wrote of his own death and burial. You understand what I'm saying? And so a lot of people say, well, damn, who finished the Bible? You know what these niggas say? Joshua finished the Bible, the Deuteronomy. And then you go and goddamn the book of Joshua, and he writes of his own death and burial too. These some bad motherfuckers. He writes of his own death and burial too. And so I guess we just go keep cover who the fuck wrote it and ended his book. You know what I'm saying? And so, good goddamn well, ain't there one of these man ever wrote a book. They ain't never existed. But for argument's sake, we gonna have this and do this. Now, I like bringing this up. You know what I'm saying? Because when you look at the what's that? The Prince of Egypt and shit, and they show Moses in there. He in there. I guess he done found out. I don't know how he found out that he was a goddamn. I guess you can't even say an Israelite. Because y'all motherfuckers ain't got no nation. You just a goddamn goat herder. You know what I'm saying? You just a goddamn goat herder. That's all you is. All this goddamn Israelite and all that, you's a goat herder. And so you've been in Egypt for 40 years. And see, remember who break this shit down to y'all. My chronology is just brutal. You understand? I'm giving y'all Jews out there that ain't nobody giving y'all. And once you learn these Jews, they are undefeatable. You understand what I'm saying? They are fucking undefeatable. Ain't no guy, they're unfucking defeatable. And so I give it to you. I give it to the Hebrew niggas too. So they can, I guess they be niggas be behind the scene ready to commit suicide. You know what I'm saying? Niggas be behind the scene crying and shit. And this, that, and third, cussing me out and all kind of shit. You see? And so let's deal with this. Now, in Acts 7, I just cut it up because I tell people that until you understand the chronology of Moses' life, then you can't understand the chronology of the Bible, which is very critical. It's very critical that you understand the chronology of the Bible. You see, in order to understand the chronology of the Bible, you got to understand the chronology of Moses' life. He's the author of the first 5 books of the Bible, which the Hebrews call, or the Jews, or the whatever you want to call them, Israelites did that in the third. He's the author. Moses is the first author of the Bible. The first 5 books is supposedly penned by Moses. Very significant. You see, and the foundation of all Judaism, all Christianity, all Islam is founded on them books. Okay? It's founded on them books. Okay? Now, When you understand the thing, when you talk about, and why am I doing this? To show you that Africa is millions of years older than anything that's in the Bible. You see, and historically, and I'm dealing with, architecture and dealing with what we call institution and nationalism and high science. Most definitely, Africa is hundreds of thousands of years older than any documentation that supposedly came from Moses. These are facts. Now let's deal with this. I'm gonna break this shit down for you, and you get your pen and you write this shit down. Now, when you deal with the life of Moses, let's deal with the life of Moses, because that's going to again show you the chronology of the Bible, so you can put it in context. And when you put it in context, you're gonna say, "Well, goddamn, look how much was already here before he even brought the books." You see what I'm saying? Now, listen to this. This is Acts 7:23. What does it say? It says, when he was full 40 years old, it came into his heart to visit his brethren, the children of Israel. Okay? Let me run that down to you again. And when he was a full 40 years old, this motherfucker damn near almost, nigga, you at the halfway mark, nigga. You almost ready to leave here. You see what I'm saying? Now, you motherfuckers know 40 years old, whatever nation you in, you is fully indoctrinated, nigga. Not only is you fully indoctrinated, man. I mean, you are what you are. You might add some things to your repertoire, but it's just so much of you that have been learned in this particular nation that you are what you are. And so it was full 40 years before it came into his heart to visit his brethren, the children of Israel. And I got to ask the question, well, goddamn, why it take 40 years? What the fuck was it that came into your heart that made you think that these was your brothers? Now, if y'all look different than the Egyptians, goddamn it, you could have probably figured that shit out before 40 years. You understand what I'm saying? And so did somebody sneak around the corner and whisper in your motherfucking ear, man, these ain't your people? How is it that after 40 years of living in Egypt, you living in the royal court, nigga? You in the royal house. You done had a royal education. You see what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it came into your heart to visit your brethren, the children of Israel. So let's be clear. Ain't no books. You see? Ain't no fucking books. And when you deal with Moses and they show you Moses and Ramesses II, you see, and Seti and this, that, and the third, we know that this is in the 18th dynasty. And so when you dealing with Ramesses II, you're talking about around, according to the Cro-Magnon Neanderthal, you're talking about around 1200 BC, before the cracker, before the Cro-Magnon. You see what I'm saying? 1200 BC. And so you talking about the pyramids have already been standing in the desert, about 15, a millennium and a half. You see what I'm saying? They didn't already been standing in the desert, because you got to understand that Ramesses II he's in the 19th dynasty. You're talking about the new kingdom. You see what I'm saying? The pyramids were built, and we ain't went up the river. We ain't went into Costul. We ain't went into southern, northern Sudan and southern Sudan and into the interior of Africa, into Ethiopia, to the beginning of the Nile. We ain't even went there. You see what I'm saying? We ain't even went there. So we already know that at this point, Egypt is far older than anything that ever been created in the Bible, and on the simple fact that they have never found any goddamn the original scroll that was written by Moses. which is very critical for a researcher such as myself. And I'll get into why it's very necessary to have the original. And not just the original, having mass production of the original. You can't just come up with no goddamn one book. You got to also have institution. And institution means it's being mass produced. So you got various manuscripts that's coming from this period that can be, laid side by side, and you know what I'm saying? And you can judge based on a variety of books that come out of this period. And they don't have that. Not only do they not have institution, they don't even have the original scrolls and shit. You know what I'm saying? And so now let's deal with the verse 30. And when a full 40 years were expired, there appeared to him in the wilderness of Sinai an angel of the Lord in a flame of fire in a bush. So now when Moses sees the burning bush, he's 80 years old. He's 80 years old. Okay? He's fucking 80 years old. He lives to be 120. And so, now after the first 40 years, we understand that Moses has murdered Pharaoh's soldier. He didn't find out he's a fucking Hebrew, a goat herder, and he see one of Pharaoh's soldiers whooping a Hebrew slave, and he kills the Pharaoh soldier, and this what make him he have to flee Egypt. Now that's very critical that people don't bring this shit up. They don't bring this shit up. They don't bring this shit up because everybody want to say that Moses went up on Mount Sinai and got the 10 commandments, and one of the commandments say, "Thou shalt not kill." And Moses flees Egypt for murder. Somebody goddamn telling a lie. How the hell you gonna go up on the mountain and get a goddamn law you fleed from motherfucker damn near 80 years before? That don't make no goddamn sense. You see what I'm saying? And so he flees Egypt for murder. Then he wanders, he works up under Jethro and the Mennonites, which were Ethiopian people, for 40 years. And God appeared to him in a burning bush. He's 80 years old. And then so he goes into Egypt. He goes into Egypt. And with all that garbage that they show you on the 10 Commandments, he tell Pharaoh to let his people go. Pharaoh said, "Get them off raggedy goat herders up out of there." And goddamn God hardens Pharaoh's heart. Harden his heart, but a God. You understand what I'm saying? He ain't like Pharaoh say, "Pack your shit up, get your goats, and get the fuck out of here." And God hardened the heart of Pharaoh and make him keep them motherfuckers. So, they trying to set Egypt up. You understand, for the downfall. And so after Moses, in the so-called the plagues and shit, and then Moses and Aaron and all the so-called Hebrews, they flee Egypt, the Exodus. And then after that, for 40 years, they wandered through the desert. Okay, and you go down to 36, it says he brought them out. After that, he showed wonders and signs in the land of Egypt and in the Red Sea and in the wilderness for 40 years. So these was the last 40 years of Moses' life. The last 40 years of Moses' life, where he receives the so-called commandments and all the books that supposedly you see in the first 5 books of the Bible, which they call the Torah. He receives that information, and he supposedly writes that information in the last 40 years of his life. Okay, why is that critical? You see what I'm saying? When you go into the book, the first 5 books, they put Genesis first. But in actuality, Genesis is not the first book. Let's deal with it. Exodus is the first book. You see? And why is that? Because Exodus opens up with Moses as a child. You see what I'm saying? And so he don't have no goddamn books. There ain't no Genesis, ain't no Leviticus, ain't no Numbers, ain't no Deuteronomy, ain't none of that. You see what I'm saying? So in chronology, Exodus comes first because it shows you his life previous to that. You understand what I'm saying? It shows you his life previous to him getting the books. And that would place Africa at the beginning before even though Genesis still opens up, it shares a light because it'll also make you say, well, goddamn, Egypt had creation stories long before Moses. You see, he had, they had, thousands of commandments before Moses got the 10 commandments. And so that'll share the light and truth on what he learned. And now we understand he's a fictional character, but in the same sense, there's some thievery going on. And we have to expose that today. You see what I'm saying? We have to expose that today. And so Exodus would be the first book of the Bible. Then you get the other books, you understand, which he's supposed, and then this is where you get this crazy shit that they just cannot get away from, a creation story that goddamn scientifically mumbo jumbo. You understand what I'm saying? That I went over in the last book. You know, you see right here, if you look in this, let me take this out of here so y'all can see. You see, supposedly, Pharaoh, these is Cro-Magnon Neanderthals. And so you can't pay that shit no attention. You know what I'm saying? And the hell, you know what I'm saying? You can't pay, that's garbage. But you can already see he's a child. You look in the back, you see all type of temples and shit already standing. They know this to be the truth. Ain't no goddamn, and so what they did, and this is very significant that y'all understand that. See, what if you don't put it chronologically in order? Matter of fact, let me get this shit. Let me go to work, man. Let me get to okay. See, if you start with Genesis, you see, and not making the chronological understanding and putting that shit in order. You see what I'm saying? According to the Bible, see, if you go into Genesis, the world was started, and so Genesis, and then it leads into Moses. You see what I'm saying? They done created some motherfuckers previous to Moses. And then if you start in Genesis, they done put some, caboose on the front of the train instead of on the back of the train. And so they can explain Moses away. You see what I'm saying? And so you're going to start with Adam and Eve. You're going to start with this Noah shit and this, that, and the third. And so according to the Bible, and you listen to the flood, that's a way to straighten that Moses shit out was Noah with the flood, because it says that, anything, before Noah was washed away. You see, so everything really starts with Noah. He's the new Adam, everybody. And so his family, his 3 sons, and their 3 wives, they started what you call the post-alluvial era of the planet. You see what I'm saying? And so, Egypt was not before the flood. That's very critical. You see what I'm saying? Which is totally some garbage. You see what I'm saying? And if we dealing with the Abydos Kings list, you understand what I'm saying? We can shut that down very quick, because when you look at the Abydos Kings list, you see Ramesses II, which is supposedly the Pharaoh that Moses is brothers with and shit and this, that, and the third. And you see Seti, my spiritual father, sitting there, standing there with his hand held out like, behold, 76 of your forefathers, greater than any kings that ever gonna live on this planet. Study from them, Ramesses, and you will be greater than all. You see, you will be the greatest of all. And so you got to understand that this, when you look at the Prince of Egypt, you got to see that's what they showing you when he looking up on the wall. You see what I'm saying? When he looking up on the wall and he's seeing all these deities, you see what I'm saying? Which he had to see Isis. He had to see Heru. So I know he didn't go up on Mount Sinai and get no law that says thou shalt honor thy mother and thy father. When you could go on, not only had the Africans honor their mother and their father, they didn't deify the mother and father. You got the holy mother and child. So I know damn well he didn't have to go up on no Mount Sinai to get no damn law that said honor thy mother. That's some bullshit. And so he seen all these deals. He had to see Khnum on the wall, molding man from the clay, the mud of the Nile. He had to see the stories of Ptah, who created the universe with the word, you understand, out of blackness. And so the only thing that, you did not see where you got a damn sun that was, and moon and stars that was created on the damn fourth day. You understand what I'm saying? How the hell you create the sun, moon, and stars on the fourth day? How the hell you got a day without the sun and the moon and the stars? So in reality, that shit where they fucked up. You see what I'm saying? They was stealing so much, and that's that Cro-Magnon Neanderthal thinking of, flat Earth and motherfuckers sell off the side of the Earth and shit and this, that, and because they hadn't circumnavigated the Earth. You see what I'm saying? They hadn't circumnavigated the Earth. So again, when you see that, you look up here and you see that Ramesses is a child. You go to the Abydos Kings list, you got 76 kings that are on that list. And that list go back to 3200 BC, before the cracker. You see what I'm saying? 32. Now, according to the Bible, according to the Hebrew scholars and Christian scholars, you see the flood took place 2400 BC. You got a problem because it ain't supposed to be no Egypt before the flood. You see what I'm saying? Because you got to understand, Egypt, according to the Bible, is the son of Ham, which was the son of Noah. And so, only 8 people got off the boat. You understand what I'm saying? So Egypt wasn't even born until after they got off the boat, after the flood. So how in the hell you got an Egypt at 3200 BC? You understand? And so what you got to understand is that this Abydos Kings list is older than Genesis, because Moses was a child looking up at this list. This list is older than Moses. And so this is showing you what he was looking at them 80 years before he went and got them goddamn scrolls on Mount goddamn Sinai. See, this is chronology that they cannot fuck with. And I'm waiting on the biggest Jew, the biggest Hebrew, the biggest Christian, the biggest nigga out there looking like Show Enough Supreme, out there with all that tinfoil wrapped around his goddamn head and all type of goddamn aluminum foil bracelets and goddamn belts and shit and goddamn rhinestone goddamn block bullet bracelets and shit. When y'all come up with a chronology that could, and debunk that goddamn chronology, you come and see me, because I know good and goddamn well you cannot do it. And you see what I'm saying? And so this right here proves that if Moses did write that book, he was lying like a motherfucker, because he knew goddamn well that Egypt was far older, because the characters don't exist until Moses present the book. Okay? Until Moses present the book. And so again, you look down and it says when full 40 years were expired, they appealed. So he's 80 years old. He's 80 years old. He ain't, and he ain't got no books yet. But he done already been to these walls and seen these 76 kings. You understand? It ain't no Noah yet. Ain't nobody wrote no damn Noah. And a lot of people say, Noah never wrote a book. Who? Jacob ain't never wrote no book. Moses wrote the books. Okay? Moses wrote the books. So don't try to, no character in the Bible can precede Noah. I mean, Moses. No goddamn character in the Bible can precede Moses. He's the author of the goddamn book, in which y'all got to be clear about. I don't give a fuck about no Adam. I don't give a fuck about no damn Jacob, no Abraham. And it's Moses that presents that goddamn book. I don't give a fuck what nobody else said. We talking about in the live. We trying to document this shit. And we talking about, it didn't say God told Jacob to write a book. I don't know nowhere where it said that God told Noah to write. It was the information was given to Moses. Okay, so he's the lawgiver. He the one brought the laws. A lot of motherfuckers bring up Sumeria and some goddamn it, when goddamn Abraham left goddamn Sumeria, if he had any goddamn laws, it wouldn't have been no reason for God to take Moses up on no goddamn mountain and give him some laws they already had when they left. They didn't have no goddamn laws when they left Samaria. They was goddamn goat herders. It's when they left Africa that they had the laws and they had the institution of how to run a goddamn government. You see what I'm saying? They didn't have no damn writing where at. They were still an illiterate people. So a lot of people try to, lean on Samaria more than what's necessary. I give the Babylonians an understanding that, they Africans and so on, but they little in the eyes of ancient Egypt. They didn't have they wasn't even to be compared. And even though those are our people, and though, a lot of people try to give them preeminence over the grand masters of the Nile Valley. And you understand, and that's in ignorance and misunderstanding of the facts. You see what I'm saying? That's in ignorance and misunderstanding of the facts. And so when we come down, it show you Exodus 24:4. It says, and Moses wrote all the words of the Lord. Okay, then what the fuck he learned how to write? When we say Moses was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptians and was mighty in word and in deed, goddamn, he didn't learn how to write it from no goddamn Hebrew, because no Hebrew had written a fucking word previous to Moses. Well, fucking Hebrew wrote a book previous to him, and we understanding that there is no Moses. This is for argument's sake. We dealing with the chronology of the Bible. You see what I'm saying? So if Moses is the first literate Hebrew, he's the first. There's not one literate Hebrew before. Where the fuck did he learn how to read and write? And so when we say, goddamn it, I don't want to hear nothing about no fucking Sumeria, that's bullshit. They learn how to write in Africa. Mount Sinai, where he receives the Decalogue, the 10 Commandments, and all the ordinances that went in the Bible is in Africa, not no goddamn Sumeria. You see what I'm saying? And so I just want to put that out there and state the goddamn fact. So when we understand that he writes all the words of the Lord, you see, he writes all the words and rose up early in the morning and built an altar under the hill and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Israel, which ain't nothing but the zodiac, the house of the 12 houses of the zodiac. This is solar worship. That's all that it is. You see what I'm saying? And so when it says, but they always show a motherfucker with a goddamn mallet and a goddamn, man, get the fuck out of here, man. I mean, goddamn, man, I don't know, caveman. Your motherfuckers is a bunch of cavemans. You know what I'm saying? They show a motherfucker with a mallet, and a chisel, and this motherfucker's chiseling. How the fuck is you gonna chisel in some goddamn words? Motherfucker, you got all these scrolls in goddamn Africa, and you understand, beautiful, magnificent scrolls, and you down here chiseling in some goddamn stone? I mean, yeah, we did that, but goddamn, you had a blueprint before you did that. It was written on a papyrus. And so, I mean, when you write, you dealing with ink. You see what I'm saying? When you write something, you scribing something. You're not, that's not writing. You're not writing with no damn mallet and no goddamn chisel. That's not writing. You understand what I'm saying? And so, again, it says write. And so, again, we think of the pen when we speak of writing. You see what I'm saying? And so, if he wrote, let's say he wrote this shit. And again, we state the fact that he's 40, matter of fact, 80 years. He don't even really come in he flee after 40 years. He don't even know he no goddamn Hebrew. He's a fucking Egyptian for 40 years. Then he flee and he goes into the land of Midian, which ain't nothing but an African stronghold. These are Ethiopians. He marries the woman, Jethro's daughter, Zipporah, which in Numbers, it states that she was an Ethiopian. You see what I'm saying? And so that whole area was dominated from Canaan over to Babylon, which was was founded by Nimrod, the son of Ethiopia, the son. So that whole area was Cushite. You see what I'm saying? So he didn't spend another 40 years under some Cushites, and then he comes back into Egypt. He retrieves the Hebrews. They flee into the desert of Sin, Sinai, for 40 years. You understand what I'm saying? And so if he wrote some words, where would he have learned? What words did he use? Because it was no Hebrew. See, I'm gonna crush these niggas tonight. I'm gonna show you how to crush these niggas. Because if you do the research, you will know that there is no Hebrew. If you go in the Bible, it clearly states it's the language of Canaan. You see what I'm saying? They didn't have no goddamn language. It's the language of Canaan. And so I used to these niggas, they say that God created the universe. And I seen it on the documentary, and they say, well, he used it by speaking things into existence and shit, calling out the name of a thing, and it came into existence. And I seen on the documentary and somebody asked, well, what language did they use? And I seen the lying-ass rabbi say Hebrew. And I say to myself, because I know better than that. You understand what I'm saying? I know they never had a written language. That they basically, because when you deal with the Phoenician came out of the Demotic, what they call Demotic Egyptian. You understand what I'm saying? Which was a trade language that the Africans had created to deal with little cats like that. They wasn't using the high priestly script. You see what I'm saying? So the Hebrew is really the language of Canaan. So they didn't get no language of Canaan until they went into Canaan. So previous to them going into Canaan, they did not have a written language. If it was any Hebrew, which I doubt very seriously, if you was not educated in the higher level of society, that they would have had any opportunity to write anything. It was only because Moses was privileged to live in the house of Pharaoh that he had an opportunity to go to school and learn how to write. So if he did write a Bible, God damn it, it wouldn't have looked no different than any other sacred scroll that came out of Egypt. What language would he wrote it in? It wasn't no Hebrew. It wasn't no language. They hadn't even went into Canaan yet. You see what I'm saying? Moses died before they even went into Canaan. Man, motherfucker, y'all could, when it comes, motherfucker, divert, go that way. Don't even come down this lane, nigga. It's like when you look down this road, Scholar, you like a nigga see Michael Myers, Jason, and goddamn Freddy and all them motherfuckers. You turn around, nigga, and get the fuck up out of here. You understand what I'm saying? You come down here, ain't nothing but death waiting on your scholar, academic death and liquidation waiting on your ass coming down here. And so you see right here that this man supposedly wrote some scrolls. We know goddamn well ain't no Moses wrote shit. Goddamn Gutenberg wrote that shit in the 1400s. This is another thing. I like bringing this shit up. I just, I'm laughing at this shit because this shit is so funny. I look. Listen, man, listen to this shit. They didn't go hide some scrolls, the Dead Sea Scrolls, and they dead as hell, too. You understand what I'm saying? And just so happened they find some goddamn scrolls. But when you start looking at even the Greek manuscripts or these motherfucking so-called philosophers and shit, they never have an original scroll. And it take more than just one scroll. You got to it got to be a mass production of the scroll. You understand what I'm saying? That's institution. When you hear Walter Williams talk about, that's institution. When you go down to the library, they got more than one book in the library. They got millions of books in the library. Some libraries are so large, man. They just got 50,000 books. You got the damn Smithsonian. They say got millions. The largest library, and so I looked at it, and so it's a lot of libraries out here that got millions, and so that's the difference in institution. When a nation is institutionalized, it has mass production of literature. It has mass numbers of individuals that are literate, that's writing. You see, so I'm not worried about no one book, because if he had a mass effect on the people of his day, not only would, even if the original was lost, there would have been other scribes that would have wrote in his time the literature down and made copies of it. You see, you understand? And that lets me know, when you got mass production of literature, that means it has a mass influence. Mass awareness. That lets me know that people believe this shit in the dates you say they believe it in, because we see mass numbers of these scrolls that exist. So when we go back to 3000 BC, we know the people believe in Osiris. We see Osiris everywhere. We see Isis everywhere, from upper to lower Egypt, even down into Nubia. So we know there's a mass belief system of the worship of Osiris. You don't have that with the Greeks. You don't have that with the Hebrews. You understand what I'm saying? And here's another thing so they don't have, why they don't have institution? Because they don't even have the basic writing utensil. You motherfucker be talking about paper come from papyrus. You don't even got, that's why they always show you a motherfucker either chiseling like a damn caveman, either chiseling on a goddamn stone, or like the so-called Sumerians. These motherfuckers in there writing on a little clay cookie, carving and, wedges and shit. That ain't no goddamn alphabet. I don't care if they're African or not. That fucking chicken scratch. You understand what I'm saying? When you look at the hieratic and you see it's just beautiful. Just, like water and shit. You know what I'm saying? You can see where the Arabic and the Hebrews and all the Greeks and shit stole. And you can look into the Arabic, the calligraphy and shit. This is where that come from. That, all that Sumerian shit, that's bullshit. You don't see one language of the day. Even the cursive that how we went to school, and then you write the regular way, and then you write the cursive. You had to learn how to write cursive too. That come from Egypt, the hieratic. You don't see shit of that coming out no goddamn Sumeria. Let's stop playing with ourselves. You see what I'm saying? And so that's just looking at that. We know that they didn't have, and so all this shit talking about that they had Bibles and shit in the ancient world is a fucking lie. They didn't even have a language. They didn't even have paper. You can't even write until you create paper. You understand what I'm saying? In ink. That's how I'm still writing and shit. Motherfuckers still writing today. Yeah, you type some shit, but that don't do the same thing. When you type in that shit, you can flow with it. Some motherfuckers just want to. No, you can scribe that shit, and it means so much. You putting your energy in it, it's flowing. You see what I'm saying? And so it's still by far the best way to transcribe your thoughts today. It's never going. And so, and another thing that I'm gonna move on is that when I notice, you go back and they show you the oldest scrolls of the Bible and the oldest so-called writings of the Greeks and shit, they always show you a half a page. I looked up Herodotus, and I say, I'm looking up the oldest book of Herodotus. Now, Herodotus supposed to wrote his histories back in around 400 and something BC. So I looks up to see when the oldest Herodotus, and it was like 700 AD. It was like 700 AD, damn near 1,000 years after the man didn't die. Most of them literatures they come up is damn near 1,000 years after the man. Even the Torah, damn near 1,000 years after the man supposedly died, and even that one is a fragment. You see, so I looked at the Herodotus around 700 AD, and it was a page. It was like a fragment of a page. And then I said, well, wait a minute. Then I look up the oldest complete Herodotus. And it was like in the 1400s AD. Now, a red light come up in my brain as a researcher, like, well, damn, if the oldest one at 700, 800 AD is a fragment of a page, and that's the oldest one y'all got, where the fuck did you get the rest of the story from? Where the fuck did you get the rest of the story from? You understand what I'm saying? And I want y'all to study that. You understand? Where the fuck did you get the rest of the, if this the oldest you got, you ain't got no original. You ain't got the original template. The oldest one is 1,000 years after the man died, and it's a fragment. And then in the 1400s, you got a complete book. Where the fuck did you get the rest of the story from? You made the shit up, okay? And that's what they did with the printing press. See, I mean, that's a bad motherfucking instrument, because you got you the one producing all the books. So you could put the dates. These is illiterate motherfuckers. They not gonna argue with you about no goddamn date. These illiterate ass Europeans don't even know how to read and fucking write. They not. So when they started producing books and textbooks for every subject, it was for the first time in history these motherfuckers ever seen a book. And so when they start putting them dates in, you understand, they could backdate stories and shit. Ain't nobody gonna argue with you. These motherfuckers can't even read or write. They don't even know what a name is. You see what I'm saying? And so at that point, what they did, they would say, oh, this book came from 3000 BC and this, that, and the third. And so, this was a new technology to these people, and they didn't have no argument. But today, now that we're doing the research, we see that they backdated a lot of them books to dates that they cannot correlate or have any type of evidence that they ever existed at that time. And the only reason they wanted to is to give the impression that they was an ancient people and to take superiority over other peoples whom they conquered, who actually did have evidence of coming out of those ancient dates and those ancient times. And so this is what they have done, even with this Moses shit, which is a fakery and really is an invention of the modern era, okay? Of the modern era. Only since the goddamn, probably since the 1800s. Matter of fact, I'm willing to say the 1900s, where the Bible has been basically mass produced, and where you see that the majority of the populace has had a Bible in their possession, and they could read it. Because all through the goddamn 1700s, and they motherfuckers was being nailed to the cross. They ass was, the Inquisition was putting the pressure on these motherfuckers. You understand what I'm saying? So it really wasn't even out there in the 1700s. So you basically saying, starting in the 1800s, going in the 1900s, where you had the possibility of having the Bible in your possession on a mass level like you see today, where people got Bibles. This shit is something of the modern era. So you got to quit thinking that way back then some motherfuckers knew about some Noah or some goddamn Moses or some Jesus, and they was reading that shit for they. You had some motherfucking crazy crackers standing up there reading for, and majority of the goddamn priests didn't even have the goddamn book. You understand? They was up there just off the top of their head creating fucking stories. They did not have no literature, and that's what we got to understand today. Let's go on back in here on this Moses shit, because I really didn't crack his head because once you understand the chronology of Moses, understand the chronology of the Bible, go to the Abydos Kings list. You understand what I'm saying? Place Moses in where you see Ramesses II, even though we know that Moses didn't exist and Ramesses II did. That will show you all of the kings that lived in Egypt previous to Moses ever supposedly writing a fucking 5 books of the Bible. I'm so sick of these niggas out here. This don't make no sense. I done gave y'all this information long time ago. And y'all should, if y'all master that, you got them motherfuckers in a straitjacket. You see what I'm saying? These niggas trying to come on your team. Nah, they trying to find a way to come on your motherfucking team. Because they know that here it is right here. Let me put it up here. Here it is. That's what you got to do. Let me put this back up. See, you got to put Moses up. You got to put him up there with Ramesses. He ain't got no books yet. He ain't got no books yet. He ain't got no 10 commandments. He up there looking at them 76 kings. So how the fuck is he going to write Genesis and say Egypt didn't exist until after Noah? How the fuck is so? You see, that's all the garbage. And so when you go to goddamn, you can see even what they call the brazen serpent. You understand what I'm saying? Where the Hebrews mock God and shit, and God sent down the serpents to bite their ass and shit, and mother popping dead and shit from serpent bites. And they beg Moses, and Moses begged God, say, please have mercy on them, God. And God told Moses to raise the serpent up on the pole. And you go right there, you see Moses, the law stiller. He's not the law giver, he's the law stiller. You see Tahuti, who is the true serpentine master of wisdom. Serpent meaning infinite knowledge and wisdom. You understand? When you understand that and divine energy, you see what I'm saying? That's why you see on all type of machines today, you see energy measured in the serpentine symbol of the wave. You understand? And you see serpents are also connected to water. You see? And you see serpents is also connected to water, which where you get the Leviathan and all this what's the shit that the Catholics they into Leviathan. They also into the basilisk, the basilica. You understand the basilisk? And then if you take Leviathan and you split it, you got Levi and you got Nathan. You see, when you take and you split the Leviathan, you got Levi and Nathan. You see what I'm saying? And so in that you see in the word, in the secret words that they put in the Bible, you will see behind that the serpentine worship that they took up out of Egypt. Quit lying, goddammit. We see you niggas. You've been exposed. And so if Moses lived in Egypt, this is in Egypt. This is in Egypt. They got these goddamn fake ass goddamn shit that you see like down in Disney World. That look like some of that shit Malachi Z. York had down there in Georgia. Oh shit. That look like some of that stucco shit that they had down there. That goddamn styrofoam structures and shit. Oh shit. I know they mad. They like motherfucker still hitting us. That's right, motherfucker. Yeah, every blue moon we gonna send one of them IBMs over there. Let you know, nigga, we ain't forgot. We gonna send one of them IBMs over there. And so, goddamn it, if Moses was a character, Ramesses ain't got no styrofoam. No. Seti ain't got no styrofoam. They got stone structures. Where Moses? Where his structures? You understand what I'm saying? Even when they went into Canaan, they murdered the people that lived in their houses. These motherfuckers never built shit. Even the goddamn Phoenicians and, the Phoenicians built the damn temple of Solomon. Okay, go and read it. It was the Phoenicians, the Africans. Do you understand? They built the damn temple. You see? And so He got some tablets, but he wrote a book. He got some tablets, some stone tablets, and you gonna believe this shit. Here God gonna have some stone. This motherfucker damn near 200 years old. This motherfucker so old. You understand what I'm saying? You mean to tell me God gonna have some stuff? How the hell this old man go fucking you God gonna hand this old ass man some stone tablet, knowing damn well his arms gonna break the fuck off when he reach up there to get these stone tablets. Man, come on, man. I don't want to believe this shit. You know, I just don't want to. Oh my God, this motherfucker damn near 100 and something. He over 100 years old. He damn near 120. He almost on his deathbed, and God gonna hand some stone tablets out the sky to an old ass man like that, knowing that man back gonna break soon as he reach up there and try to grab. And so he gave him some damn stone tablets. He gave, but he wrote a book. He wrote a book. And so the question becomes, now this is to back this up. You understand? It say Canaanite languages. Man, these niggas will believe anything. Motherfucker, I might as well turn on goddamn Marvel comics and shit. I might as well turn on goddamn the Marvel universe, man. You know, Canaanite language groups. Let's go over this now. A group of northern, central, or northwestern Semitic languages, including Hebrew, Moabite, Phoenician, and Punic. Okay? Punic, which is the Latin and shit that they were spoken in, and so you got to understand right there that it's Canaanite, which was brother to Egypt, which was brother to Ethiopia. These was the Africans that they cursed so that they could steal their history, and so again they don't get the Canaanite language until they go into Canaan. Moses never goes into Canaan. He dies before the Hebrews enter. Joshua takes the Israelites into Canaan, not Moses. So if he wrote the first 5 books of the Bible before they go into Canaan, then what did he write the books in? And so it would have been obvious to me, since the man, and on top of the fact that the Hebrews lived in Egypt almost 320 years before Moses even was born. They were already in Egypt damn near 320 years before he was born. So it would have been obvious to me if he wrote anything, it would have looked no different than any other ancient Egyptian scroll. Okay? Period. And so once you understand that Hebrew there is no Hebrew. I don't even believe they say Hebrew in the Bible. It said, even in a prophecy, it says someday 5 cities in Egypt will speak the language of Canaan. It didn't even say Hebrew. It says the language of Canaan. So once you understand that the Hebrews adopted the language of Canaan, and now people call it Hebrew. You understand? No different than when you look at the scripts that they call Arabic, Hebrew, or Greek, or any of that shit. The script itself is actually the African script. They did not have no fucking alphabet. They took their language and it was applied to the alphabet, but they did not have no script. Okay? Period. I'm sick of you niggas keep coming up with these goddamn lies. And so I'm about to bring this to an end, because I'm damn near doing what Russia doing to Ukraine. I done went up in all cities in Israel, and it's total devastation at this time. You understand? Them motherfuckers they're gonna try to regroup, but it's really no regrouping. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't no way you gonna rebuild that shit. That shit gonna They did fuck shit up in there, dog. It's gonna be motherfucker talking about Russia ain't gonna win. What do you call not winning? Shit. I mean, they done knocked down every motherfucking building in the motherfucking country. Shit, goddamn, shit. You know? Man, listen here. And so all I want to say is this, and this is to add this cherry on the top of this shit. And like I said, I was going over the documentary, and they say God created the universe and called out all the things in the universe, and it came to be. And so I seen one of the people on the documentary say, "Well, what language did he use?" And they said Hebrew. I say, well, goddamn, it wasn't even no Hebrews at that time. You mean he created the fucking universe with the language of Canaan? Is that what you trying to say? That he created the universe with the language of Canaan? Is that what you saying? That's exactly what you got to be saying. Because all of that shit is out of chronological order. You put it in chronological order, they would have to accept the fact, that Yahweh created the universe with the language of Canaan, which brings it back to the African nation table. And though we know that the Bible is garbage, we understand that the Canaanites and all those areas of Arabia, of Iraq and Iran, and modern day Israel, Syria, Turkey, all of that was populated by African people. That's the one thing that the Bible should not have never ever done. And that's why many of these Cro-Magnon Neanderthals have thrown it in the garbage can, because they spoke too fucking soon about some things that is now being used as IBMs, weapons of mass destruction, on the lies of white supremacy. I want to thank y'all for being in the house today. Make sure you get on over there, generalseti.com. Check me out. Make sure you get on over there to kingseti.com. Check me out. Patreon, got a hard one on there. Got over 130 exclusive live streams on my Patreon, hard body. Thank you for y'all support out there. And check me out, generalseti.ticketleap.com. I want y'all to check me out next on the 17th. Freemasonry exposed, Wiccan, Luciferianism, Satanism, frat sorors, and the Jesuits. Man, y'all, I'm telling you, you got to get this information. You know, I updated for y'all so that y'all can have that high-powered shit. They're gonna nail their ass to the cross. All right, family, thank you for being in the house. I'll be black tomorrow. This is the General Sara, Suten, Seti saying, hey, wait a minute. Hey, arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power.